there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan. We're taking a look at a 1999 Toyota Celica SS-2, which I believe the North American name was the GTS. This is the 2ZZ 180 horsepower version of the car. This one comes with an automatic transmission, and I'm thinking if you don't know how to drive manual but still want a sporty car, something like this can be had for way cheaper for the automatic transmission version. Take this one, for example, reasonably priced. I can't say how much it was because it was bought from a customer, but just 64,000 kilometers and a very good condition, save for a few damages on the aero parts like the side skirts, front bumper, rear bumper. Other than that, very happy with the condition of this. Mechanically, very good. Body-wise, very good. And look at that very cool and unique front bumper that was only available in Japan. Rear bumper too, I've got to show you this right at the beginning. Rear bumper has built-in diffuser. It is unlike anything that was available in North America. And so automatic transmission, maybe a little bit weird with this engine. Honestly, it is the 2ZZ. You get high horsepower at higher RPM. It is one of Toyota's only variable lift camshaft engines. And you do have shift yourself buttons, and I would say it's probably going to be much more enjoyable to drive with the shift yourself buttons if you're going to be doing sporty driving. But otherwise, the engine gives you probably even better fuel economy than you get in the 1ZZ 140 horsepower version that's in the Corolla. Have a look there. You can see 64,185 kilometers. That is authentic. And for the rest of the video, we'll shut the engine off. I'll just give it a little rev. Yes, the camshafts change over at about 5,500 RPM, and then you get an extra 40 horsepower from there until redline. It is a very unique feeling engine. Toyota not so known for the quote-unquote VTEC engines, but I think that this is fantastic. A lot of people don't realize the Celica is only a smidge above 1,000 kilograms. That is a full 220 kilograms lighter than a Skyline. And it's a very lightweight front-wheel drive car and doesn't get as much credit as I think it deserves. I think this is one of those cars that's going to become more loved as time goes on. So you can tell the 2ZZ version of it because it has a more aggressive intake and your coil packs in the top are staggered, whereas the 1ZZ is not like that. It is, I believe, an aluminum hood. Yes, it is. We'll just lower that with the patented head-on hood technique. Ow, it hurts, but it is patented, so the pain is part of the deal. The trees today have been shooting all sorts of gunk on the car. I've been knocking it off as I go. It keeps coming. And sorry about the wet car. We would normally shoot these without being wet. The fact of the matter is it's Golden Week in a week and we need to shoot everything to get it out. It's funny, the transport company is more than happy to send us the vehicles from the auction as quick as can be and then take their time to pick up. And we really don't want to be transporting a lot of vehicles during Golden Week. And so, yeah, we got to get them out.
Want to see us having fun in Japan? Go check out our new channel. Link in the description.
Let's go over the auction inspection sheet here. So a 1999 Celica SS-2, 1800cc engine, auction rate 4, interior B with power steering, power windows, and airbag. 64,144 kilometers, aftermarket Navi, warranty papers and owner's manual, and then the report here. Headliner's dirty. It's very slightly dirty and is an easy material to clean as well. Steering wheel wear. Seat dirty. Wheel caps scratched. They are scratched pretty bad, but they're a steel wheel with a hubcap. Kind of weird. I didn't know that you could even get this car with that, but it turns out that you can. There is an SS3 version of the car, which I believe would be the top trim, but cool to see that the SS2, didn't even know this, the SS2 comes with the 2ZZ engine. And then rear hatch damper doesn't work. Looking here, windshield rock chip, which if you've seen our videos, you know a rock chip is basically nothing. The uneven paint here on the door, it says, but I thought it looked okay. I don't have any concerns about that. Both sides skirts A3 and they are damaged pretty heavily. Front bumper and rear bumper, it says A2U1, which is a medium scratch and a small dent. And then here, a scuff on the front. Now the front's not too bad, but all around the aero parts probably should be repaired / repainted. They're really the only negative on the car. So let's take it for a tour around it. The Celica has always been a very fast looking car. I remember when these first came out and at least the advertising in Canada says looks fast. And it absolutely does. A Celica sports car that came out in 1971, I think, was the first year of the first generation. And this would be the 5th and final generation of the Celica, or Celica, if you want to pronounce it that way. Toyota doesn't make them anymore. I'm kind of sad that Toyota doesn't, but people just don't buy two-door sports coupes at the same levels as they used to, and it's a hard sell to make money on something like this. The Supra, surprised that we got one, and the only reason we could get one is because BMW did half of the work for it. And then Toyota decided that their new rear-wheel drive sports coupe will be called an 8.6 instead of a Celica, even though it kind of fits the bill in the same size of car. Toyota doesn't really have room in the market between the 8.6 on the low end and the Supra on the high end. Both of those cars are not huge sellers compared to, say, an Aristo or an Estima or a Crown up there. And so sports cars are a financial disaster, but they make us enthusiasts very happy to have them. Let's look now at some of the damages. First off, the headlights are a little on the yellow side, which is a shame. I got to show this bumper again. Jacob, did you see the bumper?
I did not.
We did not get this in North America. It is
Just noticed the size.
very cool looking.
Crazy design.
Right?
The way kind of like, I don't know.
North America never got a little intake here, and that mimics the GT4 version of the Celica, which got an additional intake in the above section of the bumper.
It's got very aggressive styling, I'll give it that.
What are you laughing about?
No, it's just crazy, isn't it? It's very that era of Toyota. And
So big scrape there.
big thumbs up to me.
All right. And then we also have a little scrape over there. The underside is surprisingly pretty clean, I would say. All right, now you come down here and both side skirts, like I said, are pretty rough. From here all the way to here. It has a pretty big damage. Luckily, the aggressive area here, which would be more difficult to repair, isn't damaged. And then there's a little bit of a scratch down there. Rear wing, not the super aggressive tall rear wing, but a little bit more subtle. Fair enough. And then certainly the type of car, if you want to make it more aggressive, you could put a big GT wing. I've always thought the really tall rear end is a good look. This and the DC2 are two of my favorite front-wheel drive cars from the early 2000s. Okay, big scuff there, a big scrape. And then your diffuser here, looks like they backed into a wall. We've got a number of little chips here, 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 and they continue on. Here, 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 here. So yeah, this piece here is a extra lip that's put on the stock rear bumper, and so just this lip needs to be repainted, and then the front bumper is a one-piece unit. We also have a scrapey right there. Okay, and coming down here, we are all good. There are no dents, no scratches in any of the side panels. It is gorgeous, and the paint is even in good condition with a high amount of like beading. Have a look there. For a car of this age, it's good to see that it is still beading really nicely there. And this side skirt is also taking a pretty big hit right there, and it continues to right here. Of course, I've got pictures that come along with the report as well. Going now into the interior, we'll pop this up. The damper doesn't work, but the trunk, I believe, is made out of aluminum because it too is very light. Inside of the trunk, lots and lots of space. And if your dampers work, then you can hold it up and put stuff in very easily because the opening is giant. Tonneau board is in good condition. Carpet, a little on the stain side. See that stain right in the middle? Then it has these provisions for what I think is maybe a rear support beam, like a strut tower brace, but nothing's installed there. And then a little anti-slide around section of the trunk as well. You can fold the seats down. They are a 50-50 split. Reminds me of going skiing. My dad had a 1986 Celica, and when we went skiing, one of the seats would go down, and then the skis would be put between the trunk and between the front seats up there. And then the cooler would go here, and it would be my job, because here's my seat, to pass the drinks. it was an era where drinking and driving happened more often. So it was, Derek, can you get me a beer? Yeah. You know, when you're 7 years old, yeah, you do what your dad tells you to do. Looking down here, no rust problems. Everything's looking a-okay. No crash car problems as well. So close this up. Go into the interior of the car now. The 86 Celica, the first one that was designed in North America, more for the North American market. They weren't as popular of a car here as they were in North America. There you go. There you go. And the seats, not bad. They do the clicky thing. This annoys me. When you click the seat back into position, you have to now adjust it again. There's some cars that remember how far back your seat was tilted. Those ones deserve praise. These ones, not so much. They do look and feel pretty comfortable, and they sit pretty close to the floor, so it gives you a sportier feeling. Let me remind you, you can shift yourself. There are buttons on the steering wheel. It's the same steering wheel that's available in the Altezza. Down button here and over there, and then the up button on the backside. Okay, extra floor mats have been put in, which will keep your floor mats in good condition. It's good to see that. And then the dashboard, pretty normal looking, has a few areas where something used to be stuck onto it. One of them up here, which may be a little bit hard to see. And one of them right here. AC working fine. No bad smells inside the car. Power windows on the front too. Cup holders, everything that you can expect. Dashboard, a little bit of a throw the plastic on there. But it was an economy sports car, so what are you going to do? If they had a better interior, it would have cost more. So that was what the Supra was for. Yeah, in North America, they still sold the Supra at the same time as they sold this. Had a very long product run up until, I think, 2001, whereas they dropped it, I believe, in like 95 or something in USA and Canada. So that's all we have here. Hope you enjoyed the video. My name is Derek Weldon from Pacific Coast Auto. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching, and have a nice day.